Oh. Is it rolling?
Uh-huh.
Hi, Joe.
Flash and Joe here from 11685 Hamlin Boulevard. And we're inviting you to take a tour. Since you can't do it in person yet, we'll take it through a video. So here we are on the bench, just like, wow, 2003, so that's what, 19 years ago? Holy shit. So anyway, 19 years ago we were on the bench. It was a different bench. This one is much nicer, mahogany, finished with the Sanson finish. This is not a commercial. Anyway, and now one for Mom. The glasses are off. Hi, Mom. Welcome to our new home and the home for the workbench. So anyway, we're going to dinner. I'm going to do one quick zoom in. Yes, that's what we need to do. All right, so hold these, my dear. Okay, so now we're zoomed in, and we hope you enjoy the tour of our home. Joe, you want to say anything?
No, you're doing a great job.
I'm doing a good job? Okay. So, walk through with us. I'm sorry for the shakiness of the video because I'm not a GoPro type of person, and
Maybe I'll hold it.
stumbled a little bit. It's too late. It's already shot. So anyway,
Wow.
we love you, and hopefully we're hugging you right now when we're watching the video because we're going to bring it with us to Michigan
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah.
Okay, good night.
As you approach from the north, you can see our sign. The workbench, with the phone number I've had for 40 years, and Swim and Salt, 11685 Hamlin Boulevard. We're entering the driveway now to our parking lot. We put up no trespassing signs recently, but doesn't seem to keep everyone out of the parking lot. They remember this as being a building that looked abandoned. As you approach from the west, you can see the beautiful stone that was on there and the Akoya wood finished with Sanson in the roasted almond to the far left and the Java, as we go by there, to the right. Approaching the entryway, you can see our Ipe wood Joker, our totem from the other deck. And there's the mahogany bench that was recently refinished. But we're coming into the apartment now. And straight ahead you can see our sitting room with television and furniture. And we're walking into the kitchen now. The kitchen was built with Joe's design and Fred's creativity. Michigan and Florida. Look at that. The wood was all the bird's eye maple that we had purchased in 2015. And there's the door that hopefully by the time we get back from Michigan will be swinging from that location into the work side. Here's the lovely Everett piano that I purchased in 1990, shortly after Joe and I met, and the Flash Gordon pinball machine. So now we're walking down the hall. What was once a bathroom is now a laundry room with some modification that we did and the lovely cherry and maple doors. Walking further down the hall, we go into my room, and I jokingly say, this is our teenager's bedroom, with all the rock and roll posters, including the history of the pundits, the Beatles, and David Bowie, and Echo and the Bunnymen. And look, there's Dan's macrame from 1970-something, and the moon that Aunt Susie gave me. This wall has the Adventures albums, and then pictures of family on the dresser, my writing desk, a cabinet I made way back when. And this was the shocking thing, that in each office, when we looked at this, there were full bathrooms, which made it really easy to conceive of the idea that we could live here. Now we're walking out of my room, heading west, young man, into the Queen's suite. And this is Joe's room. And Joe's niece, when she first saw it, jokingly said, "Gosh, in New York City, this is a large studio apartment." That's one of the doors that we sell, which is a Numa door, part of Joe's hat collection. More of the beautiful cherry and maple doors. And in this, which was an office before we got here, there was also another full bath with a walk-in shower. I'm not sure what they were doing in these offices with these full showers, but we're glad they were here, because again, it made it much more feasible. Here's our backyard as it is, going out the Numa door, the gate to the west. Looking down to the east. There was once an oak tree there, we had to take it down. So now we're coming out of Joe's room, heading back down the hall towards the Everett 1960 piano that was made in Michigan. I think even South Haven. So now we're going out of the apartment, and we're going in to the workbench. We have a smaller reception area than before, but for what we're doing, it's just fine. And it's worked just fine in the 6 months we've been here. The display of the Seekins wood finishes and the Sanson wood finishes. The thermally modified ash door that the firefighters took an axe to. My office, with 2 new pieces of furniture that were there in the building, that I paid or overpaid for, but I like them because the tabletop of the desk has an ebony inlay around the satin wood and the mahogany. So it's far nicer than the previous desk that I had toted around and moved 20 times that was made of particle board veneered in oak. To begin with, oak is not even my favorite wood, so it's way down on the list. There's a bowl that Grandpa Gordon Williamson received way back in 1960-something. And that's Willie, the skier. So now we go into the music studio. Well, I guess I took a left turn first into the tinting room because the Sanson wood finishes require tinting, whereas the Seekins wood finishes are pre-tinted. This is my little laboratory, as it were, where I tint finishes and sometimes screw them up. In the handicapped bathroom that we had to build, hopefully when we get home from Michigan, we'll have all kinds of upper storage so that every box in the shop in the office will be off the floor. And it came with a shower also. So there's the music studio. Still don't have a band yet, but we've got fond memories of when I did have bands. Or when we did have bands. Got the record player running, although it's humming right now, and my amplifier that I purchased way back in 1975 and Dad made the cabinet for. And Dad also made that record cabinet there. That's a gorgeous zebra wood door. And this is my little workspace, which I happen to be at right now, speaking into a microphone that plugs into that little box on the right. And here is, of course, all of the photographs that were in the bar. I mean, it's actually the entire bar from Club Moore, with a t-shirt that I hold there as a remembrance for the Museum of Club Moore. And one of the awards we won for Best Sounding Club. And of course, there's our combat zone for table tennis, and Fred's somewhat messy workspace for tools, our warehouse for doors, a couple orders that we're waiting for the customers to come pick up. And then here's another Numa door going to the great outdoors, which is where Fred does most of his machining. We have an awning out there to keep him cool in the shade, but the goal is that we don't have a shop as we did before. We want to keep all the dust outside. Looking now to the south, we're going out with other warehouse doors. And of course, Joe's and my bicycle garage. But the warehouse doors, when we get back from Michigan, hopefully will look like a photograph you'll see when we get outside. A little bright today. And there I've got my grill to the right, which once we get the pass-through door will be a little more convenient to use, but still it's rather nice. And then the east side of the building is done with the same Akoya wood, finished in the roasted almond to the right and the Java tone to the left. And there's our reserved for musicians only sign, which so far we haven't had a lot of musicians coming over, but I sure hope when we get back we'll find some players and put a band together. So that's on the right what the doors are going to look like, instead of that, which is what they currently look like. And here's our building from the top of the hill, which is 117th Avenue. The building's 100 feet long and 27 feet deep, with good high ceilings. There's traffic on Hamlin Boulevard, which goes north and south. When it's heading south, it goes to St. Petersburg ultimately. When it heads north, it stops at Walsingham. Going west from Walsingham takes you right to Indian Rocks Beach, which I showed you on the map. Across the way from us off Hamlin is the mobile home park. And we've met a couple of nice people that live in the mobile home park. Coming now from the south, we're going back into the same way. And there is the acre bench, which is made of the hulls of rice. I'll tell you about that later. But here we are coming back into the driveway from the south. And we envision that driveway hosting a concert with artist tents on the south side, which is the right, the bandstand right there where the trailer is, and entertaining and trying to sell art for artists in the Bay Area like we once did when Joe was curating shows at 703 Franklin Street. So that is our building inside and out at 11685 Hamlin Boulevard. Living in Largo the rest of my life. Living in Largo, me and my wife.